Hello. This week's In Conversation with Matthew. We're not ready for you yet. This week's In Conversation with will be with Matthew, who's already jumping the gun. So, hello, Matthew.
Oh, Chris.
Matthew is the coordinator for the Independent Support Project at Embrace. Is that your correct title?
Yeah, my Independent Support Coordinator, yeah.
Great. So, could you just give us a bit of an overview of what it is that your role consists of?
So my role at Embrace is really to kind of oversee the coordination of the Independent Support Service. So what the Independent Support Service is it's a government funded programme. So all local authorities across the country have been given some money to be able to deliver independent support.
Right.
So independent support really is about giving support to parents and young people going through the education, health and care plan process.
Okay.
So any sort of students that would have previously had a statement of special education needs will now by 2018 be transferring over to the new system and have an education healthcare plan rather than the statement of SEN. And also anybody sort of coming through the new system, so anybody that might be starting school now and it's being picked up that they have additional needs relating to their education, we would sort of try to support those people throughout that 20-week process. So that might involve collating information for the EHC plan. So there's a section of the education healthcare plan that looks at the more personalised aspects of a person's support. So it's about what's important to them, what works for them, what doesn't work for them, what sort of their aspirations and goals are. So we would help families and people to be able to get that information across.
Right, so you're kind of making sure that it's going to be person-centred, basically, yeah?
Yeah, basically what our job as independent support to do is to provide a service which is independent, which is in the title. So there isn't a hidden agenda. It's about providing support which is in line with the Children and Families Act, which is the new legislation which covers the new education and SEND reform. And basically what we would be looking to support families to do is to ensure that schools and any professionals involved in kind of a person's educational support is fulfilling the sort of requirements under that act, and ensuring that statutory guidance is followed really. So it's about providing a service which is informative but also supportive of a person going through that process.
Okay. So if I am a child or a young person out there who's going through an EHC plan, am I entitled to an independent supporter?
Yeah, everybody who is identified as having additional needs going through that EHC process is entitled to an independent supporter.
Right. So if I'm out there and I'm watching this and I want an independent supporter, how do I go about getting one?
If you want an independent supporter, you could have a conversation with the school that you attend.
Right.
Just let them know that you've heard about the independent support service and you would like an independent supporter to support you through the process. And then the school can complete a referral form, which they can get directly from me at Embrace, and we'll be getting that information across to all schools across the borough. So they should have that information at hand to be able to complete the referral form. If it's for a parent of a child or young person and it hasn't yet been identified that that EHC process is going to begin, but the parent feels that that child has additional needs, they can make a self-referral into Embrace, and we would make contact and sort of go out and try and get a bit more information and see how that we can proceed with that. Also for new entrants to the EHC system, they would be offered a key worker at the stage in which the panel, the EHC panel, decides that they're going to proceed with an assessment. So at that point, they would automatically be offered an independent supporter to which they could say, yeah, I want one, or no, I don't want one, and a referral would be made that way.
And will our project cover from 0 straight up to 25, or is there an age limit on where we come in?
In Wigan, because we've got quite a rich offer, we do have an offer which offers anybody with additional needs, sort of 0 to the age of 5, an early years key worker.
Right.
So it's sort of been identified that an early years key worker could potentially cover the role of an IS worker because
Right.
they would look at a person's support holistically
Yeah.
in different areas of their life, which would include their education.
Right.
So typically speaking, from our standpoint in Wigan, we would sort of be looking to offer independent support from 5 to 25. But
Okay.
if a person did feel that they would benefit from the additional support of an independent supporter as well as an early years key worker, they could request that and they would be able to access an independent supporter as well.
Right, that's fantastic. So anyone out there now who maybe just wants a little bit more information to go off, is there any websites or anywhere they could find some information, anything useful for them?
Yeah, I mean, the Council for Disabled Children is a really good website to access lots of different information, but particularly around independent support and the EHC process. There's loads of really accessible fact sheets that people can download directly from there.
Right.
Also, the Embrace Wigan and Lee Facebook page will be posting regular updates about independent support and also useful information
Right.
that families can sort of access through that. So I would encourage people to share the Embrace Facebook page because that'll be a central point of information as well.
Brilliant. And could you just give me a little bit of information about what the local offer is?
Yeah, the local offer, as part of the Children and Families Act, which I spoke about very briefly, it states that all local authorities in the country have to produce a local offer.
Right.
So the local offer is a central point of information for young people and families to be able to access any kind of information relating to education and special education
Right.
needs. So families can go onto Wigan's local offer through the Wigan Council website, and there's sort of a search bar, and there's different sections as well. So there's specific sections for families, there's specific sections for individuals and young people, and there's specific sections for professionals as well to be able to access the appropriate information for them. And again, sort of all the information around the EHC process can be accessed on there. So there's templates for like the All About Me and things like that, and details of the SEND reform. So if people want more information, then the local office is a really good starting point to be able to go about getting that information.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for that, Matt.
You're welcome.
Cheers. See you next time.